All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. It is Dougie. It is Drusty.
That's
All right,
right.
so that's your name, baby. Let's get it started. There are some crucial games in the National Football League this week that can dictate any division, any playoff race. Lions, Packers tonight. I don't know. This game could go either way. You got Jordan Love starting for my fantasy team. So go Packers, baby. Go J Love.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be a good game tonight. It'll be high scoring, I believe.
Yeah, I think this game could go either way if we're thinking about it, honestly. At least from my point of view.
It's going to be who gets the ball last.
Yeah, because you got two great quarterbacks in Jordan Love and Jared Goff. For me, I think it's just a matter of who's going to score first because I think the momentum can carry that way. I think the Packers have been playing great football. They're 9-3. So I think if they go out and they win tonight, that division race is still wide open for the Vikings and the Packers.
Yeah, because I think the Vikings bounce right back in there. And then, because Detroit also has to play the Buffalo Bills. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and that could be a potential Super Bowl matchup.
Could be.
So who do we have winning this game?
It's in Detroit. I'm gonna go to the home team.
Yeah, well, for me, Jimmy Drusty, I got Jordan Love and the Packers. They have the edge from my point of view. I think the Packers are just on a phenomenal running streak right now. They're playing good football. There's no reason why they can't even win this division. If this is a good Green Bay team.
Yeah, but the Lions are also 10-1, 11-1. Excuse me.
Yeah,
So
they are, but at the same time, you also have to go with who's the hottest team. And both teams are. But for me, the Packers are just playing good football. They're really carrying from last year.
Well, so are the Lions, though, and we're going in that route. I think a couple games went lucky in their favor. Block field goal, the field goal against Houston that he made it went towards their way. So
Yeah, a
if
lot
they
of
lost
things
both
went
those
their way,
games,
but
it'll be out of the question.
oh yeah, different story.
Yeah,
It'll
so
be a different story.
we can't say it's all that because Houston's just sucking this year. Like I think they're gonna win a division and they're gonna lose the first round.
Yeah, Houston's one and done this year.
I think they are. And then with Chicago's up and down. They almost beat Detroit, or they almost tied to go longer. But it's a hit or miss.
And then another game that's going to be a key factor, especially for a home field, it would be the Chargers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 11-1, but I think they're the weakest 11-1 team in the NFL.
I think so too. Because I think it's just because their schedule.
Yeah, there's no way they're 11-1.
Because there's a lot of games that went in their favor, and just like Green Bay, but more or less them. Like the game against the Bengals, where it was like the pass interference, which it shouldn't have been called because nobody could get it, but they still called it. The block field goal, the freaking game last week where the Raiders had a chance to win a game, and some shit happened. So when the playoffs come, the rest can't help them as much.
And think about this for a moment. We were talking about Chicago a few minutes ago. Well, you brought them up. The Chicago Bears were one play away from going 5-2. One play away. So you could think about the landscape of the AFC North. Even the wild card race, if they did not lose that game, they would have been 5-2. Who knows where they would be sitting today, the Chicago Bears.
That lucky ass Hail Mary.
Yeah, so
that's what spiraled it downhill for them.
This has been an interesting season.
They had a chance to win that game, and then that happened, and then after that, it was just all downhill. But
yeah,
there is a future for them. There is. If they could get a good head coach, and then they could get a better O-line for Caleb. I think they'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models. The role models you may not want, but you may just need. You can follow us on all your podcast applications, YouTube and Facebook Live, Saravo Broadcasting, the Doug Saravo Show. Thank you for supporting Doug Saravo Show, the Doug Saravo Show, Saravo Broadcasting, and all those involved with Saravo Broadcasting. So coming to January, we are changing the landscape of the Doug Saravo Show, Dougie Sports Talk. So the Doug Saravo Show is getting to be more political. We're going to have more political episodes. We're going to try and do 2 to 3 episodes per week of the Doug Saravo Show, my political show. Then we'll have Shane on. We'll have a lot. It's going to be guest oriented more, but it's going to be more conversational. So rather than us going around the league and giving our thoughts, this and that, for the sports side of the show, Jimmy and I are going to have kind of like how we started. We're going to have more debates. It's going to be more of a conversation than a Q&A. So for the first one, what I'm thinking is, since we're both fans of the Giants and the Steelers, we'll do who would win in a Super Bowl matchup, the 2007 Giants versus the 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers. And Jimmy will have his argument for the Steelers. He'll prepare, hopefully, have his stats, have his defensive stats or offensive stats, whatever it may be. And I'll have my Giants arguments, my Giants stats, and we'll have a nice debate. So that's how the sports show will be. Could be any subject, any topic. If there's maybe a breaking news of the day that's going on, then we could have that conversation too. So rather than being your ordinary sports show saying, hey, this is going on, that's going on, it's going to be kind of how we started, Jimmy. So that's where we're going.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because I think the 2007 Giants would beat the Pittsburgh Steelers of 2008 any day of the week. But we'll save it for that day.
Sure about that?
I have arguments. I got my arguments.
So do I.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
But you know about the team that beat the Cardinals, right? That one?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait because I'm going to have my arguments. You'll have yours. This will be exciting.
The only one you're going to have is because you beat the 17-0 Patriots.
We also had the hardest road. We won every game on the road. We had great defensive pieces. Eli stepped up. I'll have my arguments. So there's a few other games this week, not so much crucial, but interesting games. How are the Bills going to match up against the Rams? The Seahawks match up against the Cardinals. Will the Bears end their losing streak against the Niners? You got Kirk Cousins returning to Minnesota. The Jets are taking on the Dolphins. So those are some intriguing games. You got the Browns taking on the Steelers. Out of all the games this week, Jimmy, what one is going to be your game to watch?
Ooh, game to watch. For me, it'd be the night game. It'd be the Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I just feel like the Chargers could win that game.
I think so too.
I think their defense is very well honed. Conkley, for the receiver for the Chargers, he's really coming to his own.
Yeah, he is.
He's really been like the piece that they've been missing for offensively and the receiving side. So, and then the Chiefs, for me, I just feel like they've been going down the hill slowly.
Yeah,
like they're living in one, but I feel like that all in the last 2 weeks, you know how many sacks that the offensive line let up?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Make it 10. Mahomes got sacked 5 times in 2 weeks. Especially against the Raiders. And the team before that was the Panthers.
And that was another lucky game for the Chiefs against the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to apologize to Bryce Young a little bit because he's showing up a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Bryce Young is performing.
I think that he took that benching personally.
He took that personal because I think he could be a team. No, I think he could be a guy that leads the Panthers to the playoffs, not this year, next year.
If they get all the right pieces, like they build a good defense, and the offense is there. Yeah, I think they can, honestly.
Bryce Young has been performing.
Especially, and then he's going up while Kirk Cousins is going down.
Yes. And that is interesting because if they want to move on from Kirk, Atlanta, if they move on from Kirk and bring in Michael Penix Jr., which I think is probably going to be the most likely case scenario, I think that's
I think
going to
so
happen.
too.
There are teams that need a quarterback, but may have to eat. They may have to eat some of that contract. Who knows?
Oh, absolutely, at least half.
You got the Raiders, you got the Jets, you got the Giants. You got teams that are going to be on the QB market. So do the Giants maybe draft? So who knows what the Giants do? But do they maybe draft a quarterback and have him learn under Kirk, or do they draft a receiver and bring in Kirk? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting NFL offseason.
If I'm the Giants GM, I'm probably gonna go draft a quarterback, but I'm not paying the money to go get Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
I
rather
wouldn't either.
I rather start with a new quarterback and see how his ceiling is going to progress and everything. Or if I'm the Giants, go for Justin Fields.
That's right.
Pittsburgh found their quarterback. I will say that Pittsburgh found their quarterback for the next 4 years, 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So Fields shown this year he went 4-2 that he could go to another team and probably do the same thing
Yeah.
under a good head coach.
Yeah, you may not have to draft anyone. You could go
No.
after Justin Fields if you want.
You can, or you could draft somebody later in the rounds and see how that like progresses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I rather take because you're gonna get Justin Fields for nothing really, and you're gonna sign him to maybe a 2-3 year deal contract.
Yeah.
So
And as always, I was right about Russell Wilson. And
where are you now?
I'm still right.
Right about what?
Russell Wilson being a system quarterback.
He's what a system quarterback when he dropped 414 yards for
yes, but he's in the right situation. He's playing with a great coach with Mike Tomlin. If Russell Wilson was a Giants quarterback, it'd be the same thing. He wouldn't be good.
I don't know about that. I think he would have put up different numbers. I think he would have put up a little bit more.
He'd be better than Daniel Jones, but I think he's in
Daniel Jones is a running quarterback like Lamar is.
Yeah, I just think Russell's in the right scenario for him. I never said Russell was a bad quarterback. All I said was he's a system quarterback.
But you did say that it's not going to fit the Steelers. You did say that. You did say it's not going to fit, and you were wrong.
Because I didn't think how he would fit, but he's proven that he's been good.
His scenario, the Steelers needed him, and Russ needed the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
In that situation, I think definitely he's earned his contract this year, 100%. Arthur Smith, everybody shitted on him to be head coach last year. Phenomenal job he's doing as an offensive coordinator. I hope he stays, but who knows? Because coaches might be calling, or organizations might be calling for him.
I agree. Teams are going to want him.
I hope not. I don't want to deal with the whole trying to find an offensive coordinator. I hope we keep him for a while.
Yeah, because he fits the team. He fits the organization.
He fits it whole so well, and especially I was saying that especially the losing season was on the line. I don't think he was worried about. This is Mike Tomlin we're talking about now. Worried about he don't care about that. That's just accolades. That's okay.
Yeah.
He wants this team to be the best all the way around, and I think he's finally got that.
Yeah, I agree. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. So Louis Severino is headed to the A's. They don't have a location team yet. They don't have that name yet.
Before you say that, we do have breaking news. The Blackhawks fired their head coach.
Oh.
I just got that from the ESPN.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked
either.
They have a great young team and on paper, great veterans in the
Yes.
locker room. So
So,
I
so
think this is a win-win for the Mets. Yeah, they're missing out on Severino. He had a great comeback year last year with the Metropolitans.
right.
But I think he's getting paid $67 million over the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And for a team that wants to spend money on Soto, Alonso, who else they want to bring in, I think this saves them money to go after maybe a Corbin Burns or pay for that Japanese guy. I think he's from Japan, Sasaki. I'm not
Zaki. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another overseas player. But this also allows them to bring back guys like Sean Manea.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a win-win. Yeah, you're missing out on Severino, but there's other stars out there. You could get a Corbin Burns. So I wouldn't overreact. Oh, we lost Sevy. No, this was a good move. He got his
Well,
pay, but I don't think the Mets wanted to give him $67 million over the next 3 years.
also too, us signing the guys from the Brewers was
Yes,
definitely like
Frankie Montas.
Frankie Montes. I think that kind of like told Severino, we kind of found your replacement. Sorry, but at the same time, you're going to a team that is offering to pay you all that money.
Mm-hmm.
So like, good luck.
Yeah. All right, let me see who this guy.
It,
Okay, Roki Sasaki is his name.
Sasaki, yeah, that's. I heard mixed things about him. I heard it's supposed to be really good. So hopefully, I think it's health wise could be a little scary. I think I was hearing about it, something like that.
Yeah.
So we could always see, but yeah, I mean, if the Mets could go get another pitcher that's like ready to go, because I mean Blake Snell is going to a contender team now,
Yeah, he's going to the Dodgers.
which that's very
Congrats.
good for him. So we'll see, because then I would like if the Mets do get Soto, keep Alonso, and then get whoever we can. I would like to see the Dodgers back in the back in the NLCS.
So do I. All right, so he's currently playing for the Chiba Latte Marines, and he's another Japanese professional baseball player.
Mhm.
A lot of them now are coming from Japan, not so much from China or Korea.
Right.
So that Japanese market, Otani is bringing these guys over.
Yeah. Absolutely, I think that's a great market to hit. It was always a great market to hit. It just sometimes it never really hit. Who started it was probably Tanaka.
Or even Ichiro.
Tanaka first. Don't forget Tanaka was before Ichiro.
No, Ichiro came in the 2000s.
Tanaka came, I think, around the same time or earlier.
Tanaka was like 14.
No, Tanaka retired before.
No.
Go look. You have your computer. Look it up. I know Tanaka was like the first because freaking Orchio retired like later, in the 14s.
All right. Masahiro Tanaka, Japanese baseball player. He retired. All right. This is his MLB career. And I have it in front of me.
Started and then when he finished.
All right. MLB. He was a New York Yankee from 2014 to 2020.
6 years? He was only there for. Doesn't mean he started with the Yankees?
Yeah, his only MLB team. He's been playing baseball since 2007 in Japan.
Wow. So he started from all right, so technically, if you want, he started in 07. So damn, he didn't get until like 7 years later.
Yeah, and Ichiro.
That's crazy.
Ichiro came to the big leagues in 2001, and he retired in 2017. No, he retired in 2019. Mariners, Yankees, Marlins, Mariners.
Damn. All right. No, I thought Tanaka was a little bit older.
Nah.
So Ichiro did start that market then.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to discuss the New Jersey Devils. We will be right back. Let's go Devils, baby. All right, we're back on the Doug Strava Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models. The role models you may not want, but you may just need. So the New Jersey Devils are off to a 17-9 start. And a lot of that has to do with their goaltending of Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Markey faced 39 plus shots on Monday night against the Rangers, and they got the win. They won like 5-1.
5-1.
This year, it shows the difference between having a great goalie or having a good goalie compared to having the goalies that the Devils had in the past, like John Gillis, Blackwood, Vanacek, Kincaid, Andrew Hammond at one point they had.
Mm-hmm.
Where you need these guys to step up and make these key saves. Allen has done that, even though he had a bad game against the Washington Capitals on Saturday. But Markstrom has truly been a top 10 goalie for this Devils team.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. He's been playing phenomenal. And I think it also stems to our defense, too, honestly. Like playing very, very well. And then our offense, interchangeable. Like they are playing really, really well right now.
Yeah, they are. And it's truly good to see the Devils be a consistent hockey team. Because the last few years they've been on and off. They've been inconsistent. They haven't played the way they should play. Markey is currently 12-6-1. Goals against 2.54. Save percentage over 90. Whereas the Devils now sit in the standings. I believe they're in first, they're in second. Washington has the game in hand.
That's the shocker right there.
That's the shocker. The Washington Capitals are 17-6-2, and the New Jersey Devils are 17-9-2.
That's really, honestly, good for Washington. I'm very happy they're playing.
Washington is having a good year.
Just hopefully that could maybe turn into like a good playoff run. But it's gonna be hard when you gotta play the Carolinas, the Devils, the Rangers, whoever else gets thrown to that, the Boston, the Florida Panthers. Like it's gonna translate big time when they play each other.
Yeah, and the thing with this year is our depth is stepping up. Stefan Nason has 13 goals this year. Paul Cotter has 7. Eric Haller has 5. Tatar may only have 3. Palat only has 3. But these guys are stepping up. The acquisitions from Tommy Fitzgerald has been a plus.
Yeah.
Nico Hischier has 15 goals. I think his career high is in the 30s. So everyone is stepping up. The goalies are stepping up. I mentioned before that Markey is 12-6. Jake Allen, I have it in front of me. Jake Allen is where I just have the offensive stats. Where's the goalie? Where's the goalie stats? And he's been quiet, but Brett Pesce has been solid on defense. Brendan Dillon has been solid on defense. Jonathan Kovacevic has been solid on defense. So the guys are stepping up, and we rarely see that from the Devils. All right, Allen is 5-3-1. So this has been a good start for the New Jersey Devils. They should be a playoff team. Time will tell, but I'm really happy with where the Devils are.
I agree. I think if they could keep up this pace and play very, very well, especially against good competitive teams like when we have to play Boston, the Rangers again, even the rivalry games against Flyers and Islanders, guys stay consistent.
So to be 17-9, I can't complain about that. I am happy with it. I'm happy.
Like,
I can't complain about it.
If you probably look at last year's, like they were probably 9-17 last year.
Yeah, last year they were.
So.
They had their goalie couldn't step up. They couldn't make these. They had to make key saves. They didn't make the key saves when needed. So there's a huge difference for this Devils team. Right. And I think a lot of people A lot of people are happy with the way they've been playing. And
I
we
would be
also
too.
we can't discredit who our head coach is. We got Sheldon Keefe, one of the best coaches in the National Hockey League. That's a huge plus. It
Yeah.
starts with the coaching staff. He's holding guys accountable, players accountable. No disrespect to Lindy Ruff, but he was not a good coach. He was past his prime.
Yeah.
Sheldon Keefe is young. He knows these young players. He's making them perform. If they make a mistake, he's holding them accountable. That was lacking from the Devils the past few years. And if they don't get there this year, if they don't win it this year, I could see them getting there next year and winning the Stanley Cup. But I guarantee you, on this show, in my lifetime, we will see another New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup victory. Right here and right now, this is the time.
Yeah. I agree. I think they definitely can. It just shows like the longevity. Like, yeah, they sucked for many years, but they also
We're
were,
back.
yeah, also just rebuilding, getting the young players, and especially now, like Nico. I'm very happy with that trade that happened. Not a trade, the draft that happened years ago. Because we're gonna get Patrick Knoll. His name was, I think he's what got drafted the Flyers.
Nolan Patrick.
Nolan Patrick. Thank you. I flipped it.
Yeah.
Um, and we're saying we're getting him, and then Nico was just like in the wings. It's like we could get him, and then we drafted him. What a freaking what a like snag they got for him because he's a great captain and everything. He's
Yeah,
like
Nico is
very
my favorite player.
of all time or just right now.
Just right now. Marty's
Yeah,
the guy. Marty. We all know Marty.
yeah. I'll probably go with Jack Hughes. I think I like his attitude towards the Devils and everything else. I think he's definitely a young star in the making, like a Connor McDavid, but maybe has a
Mm-hmm.
couple of things on his shoulder and a chip.
And Luke Hughes has improved a lot, his brother. So I'm very happy with where the Devils are. Before we wrap up, I'm going to go back to football.
Hmm.
This is going to be a huge test for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Can they actually win a game? Can they defeat the Dallas Cowboys? I see them winning this game just because the Cowboys aren't going to be putting up much points with Cooper Rush. I think the Bengals could put up more, but we'll see. This is a must win for the Bengals, only
How
because, as Burrow said, we're going to see who's going to be here next year.
do we think that he's gonna be there next year?
Yes.
I for me, because if you're gonna get rid of your head coach and your offense coordinator might want to go to a head coaching job, if I'm Joe Burrow, I would be like, trade me. Because that defense is going to take a while to get rebuilt. And they're wasting, like I told you they were going to do, they are wasting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's
Prime.
right now, their season right now.
Because they should be a playoff team. Like I
They
said, they
absolutely
should be a
should.
playoff team.
They're
There's no
0
reason why they
they're
can't
one
be
and
winning a Super
four.
Bowl.
They're 1-4 when Joe Burrow drops 300 yards with 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's playoff numbers.
Yeah, they're playing good football. He's playing good football. The offense is playing
Offensively,
good football.
yes. Offensively, yes. Defensively, they suck.
Yeah, and you come at me, oh, how about the Bengals? I'm not disappointed in the year they're having. They're playing good football.
Offensively, but
They're just not putting up the points that they need to. They're putting up the points they need to, but they're giving up too much. That doesn't fall on Burrow. That doesn't fall on Chase. He's having a great
no,
year.
Chase is playing very. The only thing with Burrow, I think, because that Steelers game is ball security. Because he fumbled twice and threw an interception twice. That he threw it high. No one was near him. He threw it high,
Mm-hmm.
the guy tipped it. So that's a little bit of his fault. But for that one game, I feel like that's the only thing I would say that's bad against him is the ball security.
Yeah.
Because if you know you have to win like that, and you're going against other team that their defense is at least top 5 this year, top 3 in defense, you know sooner or later they're gonna get the ball.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna get the ball sooner or later back. And then you got Mr. Unlimited coming down the field. So I think the Bengals are gonna be a rough spot for the next 2 to 3 years at least.
Yeah.
So if I'm Jamar Chase, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I don't want to leave Joe Burrow hanging, but at the same time, I want to go to a team that is going to benefit me and has a chance to go. Hell, go to Buffalo. You know how
Yeah.
great that would be? Josh Allen MVP. And he's the number one regardless. Shakir will be number 2. And Amari
Again,
will be 3.
if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Strauss Show. Before we get to the prediction, if you're just joining us, starting in January, there'll be more political episodes. We're going to have our sports show, but we're going to have debates. We're going to have conversations. First one will be who's going to win the Super Bowl, or who could win a Super Bowl, '07 Giants or '08 Steelers. If you have any ideas, topics, send them to me and Jimmy, and we'll go over them. We're gonna have a fun show.
Yeah,
All right, so my prediction is this. I think somehow, somewhere, the 49ers, they just miss out on a playoff spot. They go on this quick streak, but they miss out. They finish one game under 500, and there goes their playoff hopes. I think they're going to finish the season strong, but it'll be too little too late.
Who's the rest of the schedule, though? That's the real question. And you got to play Seattle one more time. You got to play Arizona one more time, and you got to play the Rams one more time.
I just see them falling apart. I mean, I don't see them playing. I see them missing short, but I see them being at least competitive.
I mean, if I'm them, I would probably rest everyone to the rest of the season.
They should be able to beat the Bears. They should be able to beat the Dolphins. They should be able to beat the Rams. There's no reason why they can't beat the Cardinals. Their only real test for me is the Detroit Lions.
Oh, they got to put the line. Oh, hell!
They're 5-7. There's no reason why they can't finish with at least 8 wins. There's no reason why they can't be 8-9 or 9-8. There's no reason why they can't.
For me, it's kind of tough just because that division, anybody could take it. Arizona could take it. Seattle could take it. The Rams could take the division. It's wide open.
Like I said, I think they could go on a run, but they'll fall short.
Because the only team I trust right now, this is going to be crazy, is Seattle. I trust that defense a lot more than I'm trusting anybody else.
That division is still wide open. It's basically open. It's Seattle's to lose, but I still think the Niners could go on a hot streak.
If Purdy plays flawless for the rest of the season, especially being hurt, yes. But you got to put Mason's got to be very, very good as well, because that team predicates on the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can get it started, then Purdy's got to throw for 300-400 yards. That's going to be kind of a crazy game, but who knows?
4 of their last 5 games are winnable, at least from my point of view.
I'm not down in it, but at the same time, I'm not guaranteeing it that they're gonna go crazy.
I'm not gonna guarantee it, but I could see it happening.
Yeah. So
all right, Jim, you got a prediction?
Yeah, I got one. This is gonna be the Knicks win the tournament, whatever is coming up.
Oh, the NBA Cup.
Yeah, NBA Cup. They win the NBA Cup.
All right, interesting. I wasn't gonna go with that, but all right. I got the Niners going on a run, but they've fallen short, and Jimmy has the Knicks winning the NBA Cup, the only title they'll win this year.
You think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win that shit?
Hey, you never know.
Well, the playoff time is more important than anything else.
Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, Dougie, Jimmy, or Drusty, whatever you want to call him. We'll see everybody next week.
Goodbye,
and stay warm out there. It's getting icy cold.
It's freezing.